What's she doing?
Got the heat on up in here.
Oh man, I was at the park with my son and my nephew. I got the heat on in the car, burning up. My son's like, "Man, it's hot." I was like, "Man, these old bones get cold, man." I'm out there throwing fake heat rocks. All right, man. 1585, we live. Do your fair share of sharing.
What's up, good people?
Good people. We live and in the crib. Let me see if mine is showing. It's showing. Let's push this thing around. Share to a page. 1585 show.
Ooh, Bill Belichick did dirt.
Dirty dirt. Oh, my bad.
Bill Belichick.
Wrong Brian. My bad.
Oh man, I text Black Brian.
Oh, I meant to text the other Brian, not you.
Oh, damn.
Oh, disregard. Oh, no takebacks. Oh
Man, my bad, Black Brian.
You weren't supposed to see that. Oh, no worries. No worries.
My contacts.
I forgive you, sir. I told
What up,
you.
Rio in the house.
Is Rio in the house? Oh Lord.
Brother Rio.
Morris Day in the time. Rio looked like Morris Day uncle.
Brandon Henry in the building.
That's why I say Morris Day's nephew. Because Morris Day is old. Are my Sixers still winning? What's the score of that game?
They were beating the Mavericks when I turned.
We're up by 10 at halftime. I'm not sure how I feel about James Harden coming to Philly. BT. What
up, BT?
What up, Biggie?
Shout out to Brandon Thomas. Maximilian Rain Thomas signed his letter of intent, his scholarship to go to USC to be a Trojan and run track.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna say he had an NIL deal. I was gonna say, let me hold $5.
Oh, we get him an NIL deal. I'm working with Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle. We gonna get him an NIL deal with Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
I heard the Grambling State NIL deal was with the Waffle House.
Hey, Waffle House be cracking at 2 in the morning.
If I can get free Waffle House and $25 off everybody is ordered, I think we'd be all right. Elaine in the house, nephew,
Elaine,
cousin Derek D. Strong in the house. Systemic Ryan response
Smith.
To Brian.
Up, Ryan Smith?
Systemic.
D. Strong.
Bill was in his cups. Bill, you are on the clock. What I say about Harden going to Sixers for who? You know who going for who? You going for Ben Simmons.
Hey, speaking of Ben Simmons, Andrew Wiggins is an all-star.
I am man enough to admit I was wrong. Ryan Smith, OG, what y'all talking about up in here? What we talking about tonight? Let me throw it on the screen if I can. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about. We got a short time. I'm inside the house, so I'm going to get put out in about an hour. Let me go ahead and pull up our slate if I can.
And Mo said Jim Dandy's Chicken is giving out NIL deals. There's only one Jim Dandy left.
Jim.
That's on Vermont and 120th. Ain't nobody going over there to get that chicken.
I thought the NIL meant, I thought y'all was going to give me money. Like they like, y'all going to give us money, not the other way around. Y'all get some free chicken, but you're going to pay us. All right, man, we got a long slate. Of course, the Super Bowl is next week. I think this week is the Pro Bowl. Nobody wants to play in.
No.
Shot Mo said it's hard to get some receipts on Bill Belichick. Text message is going to be good as a receipt this time, boy. Super Bowl, of course, our boy Brian Flores is doing it for the culture because he's pretty much done. I don't think he's going to be able to be a coach anymore. We won't stand with you. I know you ain't the only one. This explains a lot. There are no HNICs in the NFL. No owners. Barely any GMs. 1.5 head coaches. They just hired Anthony Lynn as assistant head coach, whatever that means.
Vice president, that's what that means.
The Lakers revoke Jerry West's lifetime tickets.
That's some band
how
stuff
we
right
look
there.
at that. The tender love moment. The Washington football team has a new name, and gentle Ben Simmons did not like the criticism from Big Shaq. Black History Spotlight, our man Doug Williams, and the Grambling State Tigers NIL deal. First time ever, everyone's getting a deal at Grambling State. Game of the day, what would you do? And I think it's concerning some Super Bowl tickets. What would you do? All right.
Super Bowl tickets.
Yeah, buddy. So, where's our intro? I haven't played it in a while. Let's see if it still works. I can't go a conversation with Rodney Lee without talking about the grab. That's how you know.
You had the iconic moment.
I say, hey man, what did it feel like to get that grab? What did it feel like to make that catch? The grab. That's just known as the grab. Walt in the house. Nardi, what up, bro? Nobody wants to go to the Pro Bowl. People decline, man. Who watches the NFL Pro Bowl? It's the worthless, the most of all the sports, the worst All-Star game. It's probably the NFL Pro Bowl.
Yeah, because we don't have what's your safety for the Washington football team that smashed somebody in the Pro Bowl?
Oh yeah, Taylor who passed away.
Yeah, Taylor. Nobody does that no more, man. People out there not trying to get hurt. Taylor didn't care.
Yeah. Tender love moment. Hey man, tell Rio the tender love moment is a staple now. Anthony Davis has made us famous. AD, he's still playing, so I commend him. I have a bet that he won't make it to All-Star Weekend without going down with an injury. We will see. We will see. Rio says he watches the Pro Bowl. Come on, man.
I ain't watched a Pro Bowl since the 90s, man.
Man, when they used to have the NFL Fastest Man, they used to have the quarterback competition, those types of things. I believe they did have a race. I saw the race yesterday. I think it was Tyreek Hill and Trayvon Diggs, and I want to say the big linebacker kid, Rookie of the Year.
Oh, Parsons.
Yeah, Michael Parsons won the race. I think Tyreek slipped, and Michael Parsons won the 40. Walt said, what's a Pro Bowl? What's that?
What's that?
What's that? All right, man. So the Pro Bowl is an afterthought, but the Super Bowl is next week. Your Los Angeles Rams versus the Cincinnati Bengals, my brother-in-law's favorite team.
What?
I didn't know he was a Bengals fan until I think a couple years back. I'm like, you're a Bengals fan? He had an Ocho Cinco jersey on. I'm like, what's going on here? Oh, man, I've always been a Bengals fan. I said, how'd that happen? You didn't been to Cincinnati before in your life. But he's a Bengals fan trying to find some tickets to the game. All right, we'll see.
Hey, our resident celebrity just checked in.
Oh,
Anthony
Lord.
A.C. Carter.
Oh, no. Send Q.
Resident celebrity.
Send Q in the house from the Collective Podcast. We're waiting for Rodney Rogers to hop on here. Old Man Rod. Old Man Rod. Yeah, his slave name was Rogers. His natural given name is Saucier. He's French.
He from the French part of Compton?
He's from French. His name is Frenchie Rogers. And changed his name to Rodney Saucier. I don't know how that works. All right, man. All right, Super Bowl. Any storylines that intrigue you off the top?
Storyline that intrigues me the most is, who are the Bengals?
A bunch of young kids that don't know the
difference. Are they in again?
Just a bunch of young kids balling, man.
Balling, man. They are balling. The Bengals went to the Super Bowl twice in the 80s. I have to explain this to my daughter and my son because they couldn't believe that the Bengals made the Super Bowl. So my daughter said, have they ever made the Super Bowl? I said, yes, they did it twice in the 80s. And of course, she brought up some old that she knew. And I was like, well, yeah, but let's get back to the game. And then she goes, well, do you think any of the guys that were on the Bengals during that time are still around? I'm like,
Oh, dang.
hold on. Stop making the 80s seem like it was that long ago, all right? But for a while, when Cincinnati had beat KC, I said it's just karma that the 49ers will win and we'll have our third 49ers Cincinnati Super Bowl. But thank God the Rams stopped that. But storylines, man. Your boy Joe Burrow, 24-year-old second-year quarterback.
Yeah.
So he's pretty old. He's there. Good young players. Mixon, who's making a great story. Quite sure they're gonna bring it up during media week.
They're gonna
when he punched a girl in Oklahoma. Gonna bring that up, and now he's in the Super Bowl. Has the opportunity to really make an impact. Jamar Chase, the guy who was a star on the LSU national title team, then sat out a year because of COVID, and now is, possibly could be, offensive rookie of the year. So, it's a bunch of great storylines on the Cincinnati side. I think on the Rams side is Matthew Stafford. That's the biggest. The other Ram stars have been in the spotlight and have been to the Super Bowl except for Odell. But can a guy who never won a playoff game in Detroit, barely made the playoffs in Detroit, be big enough or be good enough for the biggest spotlight of them all in the Super Bowl? And Matthew Stafford is good for throwing away games, literally throwing away games. So this is going to be that's the storyline, man. I mean, the teams match up even. If you look at the stats, their offenses are both high scoring. Both of them are ranked 7th in the league. The Rams get more yards, but yards don't win games. Touchdowns win games. Points win games. They both have scored 460 points even apiece during the regular season. The Rams defense gave up 4 less points than the Bengals, so we have a very evenly matched game statistically. But what's going to be the difference is, I think, the quarterback play, and I think Burrow is the better quarterback, but I'm going to go for the Rams because it might be some sleepless nights in my house if the Rams don't win, because my wife is an avid Ram fan and we're Rams season ticket holders. So those tickets are going to go up if they win the Super Bowl. So I'm going to be selling tickets wholesale. And be like Chris Tucker and Money Talks. Everything half off.
Everything
I'm going to get paid. What do you think?
How does that work, though? I was meaning to ask you, as a season ticket holder, did you get Super Bowl tickets at a discount?
No, we get them at a discount, and we get first dibs. So it's not a real discount. If you take $1,000 off the ticket and the ticket is $19,000, yeah, that ain't that much of a discount. So, yeah, our seats were going for 19 G's a piece. I can't afford that. I'm a lowly teacher. I don't have that type of money.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, we get first dibs. So when the Super Bowl tickets go out early in the season, because they don't go out like after the teams make it. They go out early. Those tickets get bought up very fast. So now it's just how it goes.
Shout out to Tom Moe gonna call you out on having 3. Oh, the Diva Miss Mac has 3.
No. The Diva has 2 teams. She has the Rams. She has the Chargers. She cheers for all LA teams. I'm forced to cheer for the Rams because I'm giving money to the organization.
If I have season tickets.
Part owner. I got a stake. I got 2 seats.
This ain't Green Bay. You don't own that team. You don't own that team. Shout out to everybody that hopped in here. All right, man. So I'm going to go with the Rams because we are here in LA. I like OBJ. He's a new creature, as you say in Bible terms. He's a new creature. He has a new life, a new like happiness about him, man. He looks like he's having fun. So I'm happy for the guy. He got up out of Cleveland. He got a second career, or third career actually. So I kind of want to see OBJ in the big spotlight. I've always liked his game. Cooper Kupp, arguably the MVP. But probably won't get it over Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. And then you got the Jamar Chase kid and Joe Burrow. You gotta like a quarterback named Joe in the Super Bowl. That's always a good thing. I just want to see a good game. I am going for the Rams. I'm wishing that Deshaun Jackson wouldn't have jumped ship so soon, but things happen the way they're supposed to happen, and we get this game at SoFi 2 years in a row. Super Bowl is played by the home team. Now, with all that being said, with all we're hearing about these owners being involved in wins and losses, I'm sitting back trying to see, is there a conspiracy here? I'm trying to look back in all these games we saw, these great divisional matchups, these great NFC, AFC matchup championship games, and they're all great. They've been all like to the last play. And I'm just wondering, you know, how is it that over 40 years we didn't get a home team playing in the Super Bowl, and then all of a sudden we get 2 in a row? I don't know, man. I want to enjoy it for what it is. So I'm just going to sit back, no money on the game. I might find me an old Deshaun Jackson Rams #1 jersey somewhere. I'm going to be in D.C. with my daughter cleaning out her apartment. But I'll watch the game with my boy Elam at his house. He's going to host a little Super Bowl get-together at his house. So I'm going to peep it there. So I'm hoping the game is as good as a halftime show. You know what I'm saying? Like, nice. You know, I'm just going to enjoy the game, root for the home team Rams. But I do want to see Jamar Chase versus Jalen Ramsey. I think that's going to be a good.
You think they're going to make that matchup? You think they'll do that?
I think at times they'll make that matchup, or Jalen's going to call for that call. I want to guard #1. And, you know, it'll be situational. I don't think he's going to follow him everywhere, but I know that in a double set or maybe a trip set, he might go inside and get him. Because that's the guy. I mean, if you want to do it, you're going to be a man-to-man team. We got to take that guy away. And who else do they have back there? I mean, you're going to put Eric Whittle on him? Old man Whittle? I just know it's going to be they should be able to hype up the quarterback matchup. They should be able to match up or hype up Chase versus Kupp as far as receiver production. Who's the other receiver for Cincinnati? Is it
T. Higgins?
Higgins.
I like him. Higgins 85.
Yeah.
Great number.
Yeah.
Great number.
Number 85 in the 1585 show. 85. Higgins versus OBJ. Higbee versus who's the Bengals tight end?
The Bengals tight end got hurt. Juma. Yeah. He got hurt, so they're not even for sure he's gonna play.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm pretty sure the guy behind him is going to be in the game plan, and I'm not sure if the Rams plan on running the ball very much with, their running back who just came back. What was his name? Cam Akers. Cam Akers.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think they used him very much the last game. The Niners' run defense was so stout. It's going to come down to defenses, man. Is Cincinnati's defense as good as the Rams' defense? That's what it's going to come down to for me. Let's see what the homies are saying. Rio says, sounds like Mrs. Mack is a fence straddler. Chargers and Rams. Pick a side of the fence and stay on it.
Rio, you lucky she's not listening right now.
She gonna come in here and talk trash, man.
Oh, she would be mad right now at you, Rio.
Oh, AC says, didn't know this was a Rams podcast. Thought it was an Eagles podcast. Just got used to this. It's one game. I ain't got a dog in this fight. I'm going with the blue, cuz. I'm going with the blue, cuz.
You know that's gonna be said at least 50 times at the halftime show. The word "cuz."
Cuz.
Everybody and white folks gonna think that they are related. Hey, they keep calling each other cuz. They cousins. Yeah.
Am I the only person that thinks that the Cincinnati Bengals have cold uniforms? Like, I like the uniforms. Somebody said they have the worst uniforms in the NFL.
That's not them. No.
I actually like the uniforms. I like that orange helmet with them Bengal stripes. The Rams are gonna cut this shine.
I thought it would get old after a while, but it has never gotten old. It's never gotten old.
I like them. Julio says, whoever's losing at the end of the third quarter will end up winning. Wow. That's a bold prediction. Dre dropped 3 songs a day. I just want
to ask everybody, what's going to be your halftime attire? Are you going to change it to your khakis and white tees? Halftime? That's what we doing?
I keep seeing the TikToks of people saying, you thought you knew your parents until you saw them at the halftime show. You thought you knew your parents until they heard Dre Day.
Dum, 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 dum.
Started crip walking. Will there be a brawl at SoFi Stadium? You know how the Rams, they put somebody in a coma last week. They're going to have heightened security.
Hey.
Height.
Don't come to LA with that stuff.
Don't come out here.
Play that.
Did you see that list? 20 things you just need to know from out of town coming to the Super Bowl. It's a list going around.
For Cincinnati fans, we have this garden called the Nickerson Gardens. If you go to Watts, it's a beautiful botanical garden that you should visit.
Yeah.
Are you there? Wear all blue
at night
and call everybody cuz.
Yeah. Do that if you want to.
Please visit. Please visit.
Look at my family on the iPhone. That wasn't supposed to be on the screen. All right, man. Those unis are fire. I got one person that agrees with me, Brandon Henry. Appreciate you. All right, Rio likes them too. Bengals uniforms are dope. All right, James Mack laughing. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. Well, we have to warn the out of towners, man. You just can't come out here willy nilly. Wear neutral colors.
Visit Florence and Normandy. Go
down to Mann Chinese Theater and hang out downtown Hollywood and stay away from any place that's called Village, Gardens. What's the other key words? It might sound good on your navigation, but it's not. Jungles. No. Don't go anywhere named Jungles. Don't go anywhere named Gardens. Stay away from Avalon, Nickerson, Jordan, all these downs.
Yeah, stay away from all that.
Any place that has a one-way in, one-way out.
Brendan said Vista.
Vistas, Gardens. Stay off the 105 freeway. Don't get off. If you're on the 105, don't get off on Success Avenue.
Yeah.
There's not much success over there.
And if you see a street called Playa, no, in LA it's called Playa.
Playa.
All right? We don't do Playa. It's Playa.
And they said don't go to any MLK boulevards in Los Angeles. There are about 6 of them, and they're all dangerous.
And don't go to Obama either.
Don't go to Obama Street, MLK.
Don't go to Obama either.
He stood for peace, but there's no peace. Shot said, don't go to Imperial Courts. Yeah. Don't go to courts. Stay away from that. And if you see a brother wearing a red jacket saying he's a valet parker, don't trust him. That you can park on his yard for $10, don't do that. Give your keys to a brother named Craig, and you can park on his front yard. Your car will not be there when you get back. Do not give your keys to anybody. There will be traffic. Every area, every city, there's going to be traffic. Just get ready for it. Welcome to Los Angeles.
James said, don't wear your jersey until you get to the stadium. Yes, don't wear, because we're going to know you from out of town. What they say in that song, we can spot you from out of town by the way that you walk, the way that you talk.
I was in the airport. I was in D.C. visiting my daughter. I was in D.C. when the Bengals beat the Ravens. And they were in the airport deep. Like the game was in the airport. Everybody was wearing their Bengals uniforms, their Bengals jerseys. And I'm like, I take it y'all was for Cincinnati. Yeah, we came down here and blew them boys out. And I'm like, all right, I appreciate you. Come to LA with that mess. It's gonna be the Bengals versus the Grape Street Pyru.
Not to mention y'all wear orange.
Oh, man.
Probably the most hated gang in LA too. Oh man, y'all better be careful, man.
Don't ever hit the 405. Traffic is terrible over there by Howard Hughes Parkway. The one time I was late at UCLA football, 405 got me. And I had to run till the sun went down. Any out-of-town folks need to Uber rather than paying an arm and a leg for parking. So parking was $300 for the NFC Championship game.
Really? It's usually $85 during the regular season. That's crazy.
$300 a park.
Ooh.
No security. Just park and hopefully your car is there when you get back. So I imagine it's going to go up a little bit for the Super Bowl. Just imagine, man. I think our city is going to get a nice shot in the arm of some funds if you're going to pay $500. I mean, the SoFi about to pay for itself right now.
Yeah.
I heard nosebleeds are going for $6,000 each. Nosebleeds. And how many seats does SoFi have?
74,000.
Wow, what's the math? How much money do they stand to make from ticket sales alone?
Ticket sales alone. And then the hot dogs and beers once you get in, it's going to be off the chain.
Walter said $2,000 to park. Man, please. Are you kidding me?
Are
you kidding me? What happened to
race a scooter to that mud?
I thought we were in a depression. I thought we were in a state of economic panic and a pandemic where we were stocking up on toilet paper and worrying about having enough change at the bank. $2,000 to park your car? $100,000 to go to the game.
I hope it's not. I hope that's not the case.
My God, man, that is bad. We're not being good stewards of our money if we're paying that kind of money to park the car. $250 to park at Hollywood Park last week. $250.
The Super Bowl's an event, so the rich people going. It's like the Grammys. They ain't inviting us.
People using the Super Bowl
for years ago.
People using the Super Bowl to come up. Well, and might as well fast forward to my part of the game was, what would you do? And I'm posing the question to Jimmy Mack as a Rams fan. Someone gifted you 2 good seats to the Super Bowl. Given the amount of money people are paying for these seats.
Oh, I think we froze, AC.
Am I froze? I'm all right on my side.
I think we froze.
I'm all right on my
side.
All
right, I think we got
Yeah. I'm saying someone gifted you, not your season tickets, but someone gifted you 2 good tickets. Not sideline, but 50-yard line, row 10. Your team is playing in the Super Bowl. Are you going to the game or are you selling your tickets? You get parking is free. You got 2 tickets. Matter of fact, I'll give you 4 tickets so your family can go. 4 tickets to the game and your kids want to go. You sell them tickets or you going to sell them or you going to the game?
I'm going. The Eagles in the Super Bowl and I got tickets. I'm going. I'm there. I'm going to be dressed in all green, looking like a leprechaun. I might even get a hat with wings. I'm going all out. I'm going to be there. I'm not selling those tickets for nothing. Because the Eagles get to the Super Bowl once every 30 years.
Every 30 years.
Every 30 years. So hopefully I'm still around the next time they go. But I'm going to that game.
Everybody said they're going.
I'm going.
I might be in the minority. I'm selling them tickets. I might buy some cheaper ones with the money I made. I'm going to put my kids through college. Because I heard tickets are going for $100,000. $100,000 per ticket. Like businesses are buying them for their clients. So as a benefit, they can write those off. And it's an astronomical number. I saw I don't know if it was a meme or just a picture of the ticket sales prices. And I was being educated this week on what scalping was. I always thought you couldn't sell tickets for more than face value. That's scalping. But I was educated that scalping is simply selling a ticket on the premises of the venue. So
interesting.
You're not allowed to sell the ticket on the premises. No matter how much. No matter how much it is, face value, I think you cannot be caught doing a transaction on the premises. You got to go out of their boundary, maybe 2 blocks, whatever it might be for that venue. That's the rule. I was always scared to sell my tickets when we were players. When we got them 2 tickets for the Super Bowl as players, I sold my tickets to Frank Stevens at UCLA. I'm thinking it's super hush hush because he was buying them from us for $2,500 a piece. And
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, I got I think 3 seasons. I was on practice squad 2 years, on the active roster 1 year. I got Super Bowl tickets. Every player gets 2 in the league. So yeah, and I was on the Saints, so we didn't go to the Super Bowl. We weren't even in the playoffs. We was getting tickets. So your 2 tickets, you can do what you want to do with them. And Frank Stevens would buy our tickets every year from a business that he worked with. Would buy our tickets. I thought it was illegal. But as long as you're not doing it on the premises, you're good. So now I know.
Cool. Elaine
said you're going to have to take out a loan to park and refi your house just for a ticket. That's doing too much. That's doing too much. They said with these prices, I'm selling them tickets and using the money to throw a party, and we'll probably have enough to buy an island. It's crazy, man. Let me see how much these tickets going for. I heard $100,000. If y'all heard a different price, Super Bowl ticket.
Yeah, write it out in the comments if you heard a different
Super Bowl.
Because when I looked at the prices in the stadium, I didn't see nothing over 25.
Right.
But people reselling and doing that stuff because you flip it.
Right.
It's flipping it.
I'm seeing 40,000. I'm seeing 60,000. So it's not as astronomical as I thought. But $40,000 is still ridiculous for a ticket.
It's a lot of money.
So you figure
a lot of money for somebody to be all over you, yelling and screaming.
Nosebleeds are $6,000. Wow. People that have that kind of money to do that, more power to you. I'm selling them tickets, having a good party, or cashing out and buying some cheap ones.
Y'all convinced me, man. I might have to change my answer.
Selling 2, keep 2. Kids got to stay at home. Sorry, kids. Not this year.
No, I'm probably selling all 4 if I can get good price.
Ryan said, hold up. We're talking on reducing mortgage money.
That's what really convinced me when Ryan said that. I'm like, reduce my mortgage.
These Ron says, sold. Watching the game from the island. Nice party on the island. I own a little island. We're going to have Fire Festival Part 3. Ja Rule going to perform.
Nah, fellas, if I would just do that and sell the tickets, we throwing a Super Bowl party at the Barbie Coast.
Oh, my God.
That's where we throw the party at.
Well, Brandon Henry said, I may have to do something a little strange for a piece of change if the Bucks made it. Do a little strange for a piece of change at the Barbie Coast or First Kings? First Kings.
First Kings don't exist no more.
Even better. It'd be an imaginary party. Sorry, y'all. James Max says sell every time, every year. You can get 2 Bitcoin for each ticket at the coast. Hey, man.
Wait, didn't they have the currency, the cyber currency crashed, the market crashed or something, or it just dropped really bad?
Yeah, it ain't all good. Some people are a little bit nervous right now. Just a little bit nervous right now. All right, man. Moving on, man. Brian Flores dropped that boom on the establishment. All right, man. We're hearing there's some receipts, and your boy Bill Belichick is at the front of those receipts. What do you think, just off the top, when you first heard the allegations that Brian Flores brought against the NFL? Were you surprised, or you kind of knew, but you were not sure somebody's going to have the balls to come forward and do what he's doing?
Well, this is the second part. I wasn't sure somebody would have the balls to do it, and I think Bill Belichick gave the ammunition. We're talking about Bill Belichick here. Mr. I never give receipts. Mr. I am very calculated. Mr. I don't make too many mistakes. I think he did that on purpose. I think Bill Belichick is tired of seeing his guys, his assistants, his black assistants getting overlooked. Brian Flores was a hell of a coach. Down in Miami. Miami kicked him to the curb. You know, he's doing all these interviews. I mean, just to think. I mean, I know how he feels because I felt like signing as a free agent with certain teams that they knew they were going to cut me. I was just there for practice fodder. So when Brian Flores is going on these interviews and he's like, man, it seemed like everything went good. I sat there for 3-4 hours. We interviewed. I said all the right things, and I'm not getting a job. I really think Bill Belichick did that on purpose because he wanted to bring, in his own little Bill Belichick way, I want to show you how this league and how this league has its ways that people think that's out there but not quite sure. Because there's no way Bill Belichick on his phone texting a guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, he would call you. Why wouldn't he call you and tell you congratulations? Mm-hmm. He texted. Because when you call somebody, you hear that voice, you know you got the wrong person. Mm-hmm. But in that text, if you accidentally press the wrong text, I've sent the wrong text to some people a couple of times. And, I really, really think that this is Bill's protest. I don't think he cared too much about what Colin Kaepernick was saying. But when it comes to the coaching lineage, Brian Flores is one of his boys. He think his boy did a great job. I mean, Brian Flores had a winning record against Bill Belichick. He was the next good to great coach if he would have got him a good quarterback and all that stuff. So I just really think that this is something that we've known all along. We've seen it. It's just that with Tomlin being in Pittsburgh for so long, and I can't think of the dude that was in Cincinnati for a long time. I just can't think of his name right
now.
Marvin Lewis was in Cincinnati for a long time. We think, oh man, it ain't that bad. Art Shell had a long tenure with the Raiders, but we see it now. 70% of the league is black players. A lot of great black players have come through the system. And I even pointed out one time when you're watching the game, they'll say and we're just using Renfro as an example. Look how great he is. Look how smart he is. he's going to be a good coach in this league one day. But you get a guy like OBJ, because he dances, he brings attention to himself. He's not that intelligent of a player. He's just a really gifted person. When you're making those storylines about players, you're making them into their next transition into either they're going to be a sportscaster or they're going to be coaching. So I think that with these narratives and how they're being spent with this, it all led up to this point. And I think that Bill Belichick's tired of it. I know the black coaches that are interviewing are tired of it. So I just really, really think that I'm surprised that Bill Belichick did it, but I think he's fed up. Yeah. So that's my take on that. I believe that it's always been that way, but Bill was fed up, and he's going to push the needle now.
That's a great position, and I believe that is the receipt, because I don't know if he has written proof of the bribe to lose games from the Miami Dolphins. If the Miami Dolphins are, smart at all and they think they have a leg to stand on, of course they would deny. But if there was any form of receipts via text message, email, or voicemail, or recording, or whatever it might be, they would have their brain trust and legal team find out one way or another, how do we make this go away? Your take on Bill Belichick being as calculated and sinister and maniacal and borderline narcissistic as he is for his guys, and he takes color out the picture. This is my guy. Whereas we are going to say, well, this is not just me. I'm a Bill Belichick guy. He's going to fight for me. Whereas no one is fighting for the other brothers that aren't getting these jobs. But if Bill has that position, who better to use as my reference? And if he did it on purpose, this is about to get really good, because that's what's missing is the proof of it. Kaepernick couldn't prove it, that he was blackballed. There's no receipts, except he didn't get a contract. They are always going to say his talent went down, when we still saw he was better than the top 20 quarterbacks. After that, he was better than the next 12 quarterbacks. So we always had that belief, and now we don't even know for sure that these teams that were bad for X amount of years were bad because of talent, or were they bad because their process was defined to the coach? We'll never know now. Now we might have gamblers filing class action suits because they had money on these games and these coaches were told to tank. This explains why Adam Gase got those jobs. I'm like, how is this Nimrod getting these head coaching jobs? He's a quarterback whisperer. I don't see it. Like, he is destroying these quarterbacks, but
his quarterbacks were deaf.
I'm saying, I'm like, but this kind of explains, like, people say the NFL is fixed. It may not be fixed because guys still got to make plays. But when I hear stuff like this, and Hugh Jackson co-signing, like, if you get $750,000 in your bank account and you don't ask no questions, I understand. He probably was like, yo, y'all want to hook me up with some money because I'm out here, I'm a yes man. I don't want to know what it's for, but I'll take it. And now that he ain't coming back to the NFL, they got some black players saying he out there snitching. No, he's just saying, yo, I'm going to co-sign what Brian Flores is saying. We are being used as pawns to go out here and lose games and ruin our reputation as a head coach, making us look incompetent, like we can't get the job done. So you have all these guys that go away. Where's Romeo Cornell? Where's Leslie Frazier? Where are all these guys who can get guys to play in one direction, and then all of a sudden they get fired in year 2, never given a chance? You wasn't going to fire no Denny Green. You ain't going to fire no Ray Rhodes. You ain't going to fire no, some real dudes. But you get David Culley, get these guys a 1-year deal just to stink it up so we can just see if you can talk to Deshaun Watson, to see if you get him to stay. If not, you're gone. We'll pay you your contract, but you're out of here.
Yep.
I don't know what to believe anymore. But I like your take that Bill Belichick is behind this guy. I would love to hear him speak, but he's probably not going to speak on it.
No, he's not.
He's not going to speak on it. They said Josh McCown ain't even ever coached, college or pro. And is a finalist. I want to go for a coaching job. I'm going to go put on white.
He barely played quarterback in the NFL.
I'm going to go put on white makeup like Dave Chappelle.
Remember Eddie Murphy did it first on
yeah.
Saturday Night Live.
He's like, your money's no good here. Really? Bill trying to clean up. He going out in style. So you think Bill Belichick in his swan song years is trying to make some right?
You know what though, and I get where Flores is coming from with the bribes. When sometimes you look at rosters of teams, you're like, who are these guys? Who are these guys? You know what I'm saying? Like where did these guys come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do they not have these top tier talents when you have all these scouts? And you know, AC, you have college scout, you have a pro scout that does scout the free agents, you have scouts that go scout Canadian League. They have all type of scouts and player personnel and all that stuff, and then you end up with these guys that nobody knows. It kind of makes you think, are they really tanking? You know what I'm saying? Because these owners aren't losing money. These NFL stadiums are filled up. You don't see empty NFL stadiums. Maybe in Jacksonville, but that's the only place. All of them on Sundays, the stadiums are packed more than church. So they're making money hand over fist. You're paying $20 for beer, $15, $16 for pizza and hot dogs and burgers. So they're making at least $1 million every Sunday. That's the least.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is crazy that I can believe it. Hey man, we give you 100 G's if y'all call some bad plays. And it might not even be the coach. It could be doing that to the coordinators. Hey, I need you to call bad defenses. I mean, when we look at the play that Cooper Kupp called against Tampa, did they really call a bomb blitz? Because the linebackers didn't blitz. I mean, we're talking about two really good linebackers that didn't even blitz. So did they even get the call, or were they given a different call? Because you got 3 different levels with 3 different people calling out the defensive call. Maybe they were told not to. You never know, man. I mean, it just makes it really sound shady. And I mean, I wouldn't put it past anybody that's being done, but that's tough, man. That's tough.
That last pass by Garoppolo that was picked off. If you watch the replay, the lineman tackles the defensive tackle tackles the cornerback. So someone pointed out that there's point shaving going on because the Rams were -3. If he returns this pick 6, I thought he was gonna get tackled anyway, but the Rams lineman tackles the DB. So could he be protecting him from fumbling, or did he also have money on the line? Like, I mean, if you watch the replay, you ask yourself, why did he tackle his own player?
Yeah, I mean, you watch Bad Sports. Have you seen Bad Sports on Netflix?
Yeah.
Man,
I don't know now. I have to watch everything with my good eye and tap my gold tooth. Is this legit, or am I being duped? Am I being duped? Because at the end of the day, they still got to make plays. They still got to make throws. It just so happens that it's happening on the last play of the game. It's just so happened that it's being so dramatically done. I'm like, they should give these guys Oscars if it is fixed. They're doing a great job. They're doing a great job, covering up all the shadiness. With that being said, all these owners involved, from the Al Davis days to this Jerry Jones era, people saying the reason why there are no black coaches is because there's no black ownership. We've tried to buy teams. We've put together groups, and they've been denied.
Yep. I mean, Trump was denied, so.
Well, they don't want no crazy folks in there either. And they want somebody that's going to go along with the... I mean, like Al Davis was one that didn't go along with the other owners. So he was always a maverick.
Yeah.
Is it because they don't think a man of color that has the means, or a group of men of color that have the means to own a team, will go along with the process that they have put in place? Because it's all about making that long money. If I can get 4 draft picks in a certain amount of time, or if I stink it up and hire a bad coach, I can get a guarantee, and there's nobody reporting that I am throwing games. Like, is it the boys club that exclusive because they're trying to use a pyramid scheme, so to speak, and I want nobody from the outside infiltrating that? I don't know what to believe now. Owners.
It's a possibility. I mean, we get add this to the game. What would you do? You're a head coach. You know what I'm saying? You got an opportunity to get the next hot shot quarterback. If you tank it this year, we're gonna pay you a contract, but we'll give you an extra $2 million to make sure that you guarantee us this draft pick? Would you take it as a coach, knowing that you might get fired in the long run, but you got an extra $2 million pad in your pockets? Would you do it, AC?
I'm like Brian Flores, man. Don't put me on no mess, because if it go down, I know it's gonna be on me, and that's why Brian Flores, I brother man, salute him for having the wisdom to not get involved in a shady deal. Like all these recruiters and these scouts falling on the sword at these colleges. The head coach keeps his job and the whole staff gets fired because they were doing recruiting infractions. Then they knew going in they were breaking the rules. But if they bring in these scouts, they bring in these top recruits, they get bonuses. They keep their job. All these shady transactions, whether it be recruiting, scouting, throwing games, taking steroids, the reward is way greater than the penalty. So I think guys are willing to do it, unless you are a man of standard like a Brian Flores, who came under a Bill Belichick, who are hard-working, down-to-earth football guys, and they wanted to keep the integrity of the game is way more important than me making a couple $1 million. So he said no, and now he got fired because he wasn't a go-along guy. Because they want to say it was because he didn't want to keep Tua. But it might be on the lines of, we want to wait for the next great quarterback. We're going to need you to stink it up a little bit. You're trying to win too much.
Yeah.
So, you know.
We need the next Marino here to go along with what we're doing, you know. Because, I mean, when you really think about it, besides being the last undefeated Super Bowl team, or the team in the Super Bowl era, Dan Marino's the next big thing in Miami. So they would love to have a golden boy.
They almost had Deshaun Watson.
He's not a golden boy.
Yeah, they didn't want Deshaun Watson like Brian Flores wanted Deshaun Watson. Because Deshaun Watson was all over Brian Flores' face. He just couldn't say it. He had to say Tua was our guy to be diplomatic, because he wasn't sure if he can get him. If I don't get him and I say I would like to have him, that destroys Tua. And I know he still had to roll with him. So I know he was just trying to be diplomatic and do the right thing. James Mack said, we are not sharing. Bruh's going to get in that room and expose everything. Hold up. What y'all got going on over there? Oh, no, I need a piece of that, bro. I'm telling everybody.
Yep.
I need a piece of that, man. Walt says, these losses go on these black coaches' record. Yeah, and you never hear from them ever again. They clean the program up and end up at a HBCU, which is not terrible now. It's not terrible now. You get your dignity back, no pressure. You got to compete against Primetime, who's getting all the recruits.
Hey man, I'm still so proud of Prime, even though he isn't at the HBCU that I like, but I still got. I mean, you grab the #1 recruit in the nation, and you got an HBCU man. He gonna either the game gonna get changed or they gonna shut that game down.
Like we said, when they get the white 5-star, they're gonna shut that thing down. It's all about control. I don't think the current owners will be able to handle it if we were in there. And that's kind of what it is. They don't know how we roll. Our billionaires are a little bit different than y'all billionaires. Lottery picks will be coming to the NFL.
As Bill Maher said, man, you know, white people have kind of pushed this world upon us in a way, and we see it from a different point of view. We don't see it in their eyes. Like, hey, you know what? We gonna use you and move you around like a chess piece so we can get our ends, but you're gonna benefit from it monetarily. They don't understand. We don't see it that way because we're taught growing up you have to be 10 times better than your white counterpart. Not that you have to have an anger towards them or have animosity towards them, but you got to be 10 times better. And I just think that's the feeling of you get too many of us in there in these positions of GM and owner and head coaches. We're going to be pushing hard and we're going to be going and going and going. So I just think that because they know that we see the world a little bit different, they can't have that, at least in the NFL. The NBA is a little bit different. The NBA is like, if we get the best of the best in there and they coaching and they playing and they GMing, we just going to make this game stronger and we going to make a lot of money. And that's why globally the NBA is a bigger sport than the NFL. But here, the NFL is king. So, until we can get past that, it's going to be tough, man, to keep getting more of us in there. Because imagine Eric Bieniemy getting told something like that. Hey, I'm gonna get 200 G's to blow a game. Eric Bieniemy might blow a gasket, and it'd be a whole different headline.
He might give him a straight bird. And tell everybody. He'll be like, "Excuse me, I wait all this time, and this is what this is because he's in New Orleans. I hear he's a top candidate in New Orleans. I'm not sure if that's the location for him, but if they win, I'm sure they will receive him. It's the value." But Sean Payton is a hard act to follow.
Not to mention, Sean Payton said he was just stepping away from the game, so they're trying to say that might be like a 1 year, 2 year deal. Sean Payton might come back.
He going back to the Cowboys. He trying to get his. He trying to get his bag to go. He trying to get his 2-piece bag to go so he can ride off into the sunset. Because I'm not sure what's going on in New Orleans. I think they're having a hard time finding the next Drew Brees. Whereas he probably can work with Dak Prescott and those receivers. He probably think, in Dallas with that offensive line, he probably saying, "Hey, man, ready-made Super Bowl team. I just got to get them right. I can manage the clock." McCarthy just terrible at managing the clock.
I'm going to run this quarterback draw with no timeout.
Yeah, we got time.
30 seconds of a clock. We got time. We can do this. I do this all the time in Mac.
Rio said, "I don't understand why these black athletes that's finished their career start coaching the black schools. D'Angelo Hall, Vic, Michael Irvin, Randy Moss, Ray Lewis. We can do it." Coaching, man, coaching's a calling. Everybody can't coach, but I think if they endorse, like we had a conversation last week about Jerry Rice coaching. Jerry Rice is, like you said, narcissistic diva. He wants his name in the big lights, and he ain't down for a lot of the urban plight. He ain't had that lifestyle in a long time. He ain't going back to Mississippi Valley State to coach.
Nope.
They ain't on TV. He want to be at Southern. He want to be at Grambling. He want to be somewhere where at least it's notable. But I understand what you're saying, Rio. But some of these guys, that's 70 hours a week job. Coaching is demanding, man. So it really takes someone that really wants to coach to coach.
And Ray Lewis giving a pregame speech,
they ain't got time.
His team won't come out until halftime.
They missed the whole first quarter.
They'd be giving up points.
Ray Lewis will be suited up for games, full gear, shoulder pads, mouthpiece, leading them out the tunnel, doing his dance. New Orleans is a salary cap trouble right now. They can couch their own position. They can be position coaches. Do you know how much position coaches get paid in HBCU? I think they get paid $75,000. Them brothers,
they might as well come teach at Crenshaw with me.
I'm saying they might as well go to their old alma mater high school and coach. Most great players aren't great coaches. You mean Magic Johnson ain't a good coach? I coach basketball. I shoot the ball. Elaine Magic. It's no different when the stigma that black quarterbacks were not smart. Remember Doug Williams? No relation. That's your nephew. And Doug Williams is our Black History Month Athlete of the Day. Super Bowl.
You want to jump into that?
Go ahead, just jump in. It's a good segue. Thank you, Elaine. Doug Williams, first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl. What year was that?
What was your feeling at the time when he was doing that? How did you feel being an Eagles fan?
I felt kind of proud. Even though I was a Marino fan, I felt kind of proud because they talk so bad about him. Like, this is the first time, and I think the Dolphins went down and scored quick. Was that the game?
No, it was the Broncos. It was the Broncos. They beat the
Broncos. My bad. They beat the Broncos, and the Broncos scored quick. And I thought it was going to be, he made it to the Super Bowl, but he didn't win it. But then them boys started throwing that rock around the yard. And I was like, okay. And then it became a historic event. Not like when Obama won the presidency, but similar feeling that we got the ice is down broken. We got there. So I felt pretty proud when I saw that, even though I didn't, I felt bad. Who was it? Somebody on the Broncos that I liked. I forgot who it was. Who was the receivers for the Broncos? I was always
Ricky Nattil. Mark Jackson. I'm missing somebody.
Yeah.
Vance Joseph or Vance Johnson?
Vance Johnson, the one that had them broken fingers because Elway threw it so hard. Yeah, Vance Johnson, Brandon Henry said. Yeah, But I was proud, man. Even though I hate the Redskins back in the days, I used to hate John Riggins.
I hated him.
I felt like John Riggins was the face of the Klan. Just a white running back, just trucking brothers, man. I was just like, man, this feels racist. The only white running back in the league is before Derrick Henry. There was John Riggins. Just, I just felt like he was saying boy and N-word all over the field when he was running people over. And, get off me, boy, and take that there. I was like, man, he running with anger. I'm like, did he have a mullet too? Like a pickup truck, a F-150 with a flag in the back?
He was running with the power of the Klan behind him.
The whole, this for the Aryan Nation. Oh, $15. Oh, yeah, man. So, yeah, Doug Williams, man, salute to the
Salute, man. I was mad because he wasn't the black quarterback I wanted to see in the Super Bowl. Because at that time, remember, Randall was coming into his own.
Yeah.
Randall was coming into his own, and, I'm a big Eagles fan, so I was hoping. I remember my dad calling me in the room because I didn't want to watch the Vikings, Washington, whatever you want to call them nowadays, the Commanders, in the NFC Championship game. I didn't care. I didn't care which team won. And then when the game was almost at the end with them going in to win the game, he said, "This is a historic moment. You'll always remember this for the rest of your life. A black quarterback in the Super Bowl. It's never." And I'm being naive, even though I know NFL history at that time. I'm like, didn't the Steelers have a black quarterback?
Mm-hmm.
But he got replaced by Terry Bradshaw. So and it's crazy because I still remember it. I remember it. And I just remember cheering for Washington for the first time ever in my life in a Super Bowl because it had become a big event. I just remember in middle school, all the teachers had Doug Williams posters and pictures all over the school. In classrooms, everywhere you went, it was Doug Williams. And when he won, man, you would have thought, like you said, it wasn't as big as Obama, but you thought that it's like it was a we shall overcome moment, It's like, we overcame quarterback oppression to have one go up in there, break records, and get it done. So I mean, my hat is always off to him. I mean, he went to Grambling. He represented well. He had a chance to get to the Super Bowl before when he was at Tampa.
Right. And
they lost to the Rams 9-0 in the NFC title game. So he could have did that almost 8 years earlier, and then to overcome and get to that point, it's great, and I still remember it. So what a great one.
Yeah. Doug Williams. All right. Next topic, man. And we come back to Black History moment. We can talk about the NIL deals at Grambling. But Jerry West, man. The Los Angeles Lakers have revoked Jerry West. I want to say was it lifetime tickets? Like, what was the situation?
Don't he have a key to the cryptocurrency center, whatever it's called?
Something has happened where he is no longer welcome. Like, it's going down. That they revoked his lifetime tickets for his family and himself and all his. I mean, they did him like the New York Knicks did Charles Oakley. Like, you're no longer a great for all the other teams that you've worked or handled. I'm not even sure what's going on with this, but it might be a spat between Jeannie Buss and Jerry West. Or is it Rob Pelinka? Or is it LeBron James? Does this make the Lakers franchise look bad to other greats who may think about coming to Los Angeles?
To me, this is the tender love moment.
Uh-oh.
This is a tender love moment. What has Jerry West done to make y'all get this? First of all, the man his silhouette is the logo of the league. He gave us Pau Gasol for a bag of marbles, some Skittles, and Kwame Brown. And the best part of that was the Skittles in that trade. So, I mean, dude, like, what did Jerry West do? It really made me think, like, do I really want to be a Laker fan anymore? And that wasn't even a lie when Jerry West was playing for the Lakers. I was just like, I don't know about this. Like, what are we doing? So we're just going to, who's next? Kareem, Magic, Worthy? if y'all get mad at somebody or you don't like how he dealing, you're just gonna get rid of that. I mean, you can't talk about Laker history without Jerry West. You can't talk about NBA history without Jerry West. His name is synonymous with your franchise, and you're gonna do a move like this. As my wife would say, it's a band move. This is a band move. So, I'm cool. I mean, I'm still thinking about should I ever cheer for the Lakers again. So, and I never watched Jerry West take a dribble in live TV. I always saw the highlights. This is ridiculous, man. What you got to say?
Oh man, I don't know, man. I gotta read more into it. Shot Time Mo said Jerry gonna be like Whoopi Goldberg in Color Purple. Cast a spell. Nothing gonna do right till you do right by me. I mean, Elaine said it's more about this story we don't know. But Jerry did talk dirty about the Lakers when he left and went to the Clippers. Well, wasn't even Skittles, more like Rolos.
Rolos are nasty too. I hate Rolos.
They were upset that he was scouting and picking players they wanted. The whole Kawhi Leonard situation was orchestrated by Jerry West. Last minute sign with the Clippers. That was a big deal.
Yep.
But why does it take so long to revoke his tickets? Anyone that has a statue outside the building should have lifetime tickets. I'm outside. That's me. Sorry, sir.
I need some ID.
That ain't you. That guy is young.
I need some ID.
Charles Oakley treatment has no boundaries. Owners out of control. Yeah, man. That was really dirty. So the Tender Love moment, get it going. Tender Love moment. Starting the Lakers. Tender Love Part 2. The Washington Commanders.
Whack.
Tender Love moment number 2. The Washington football team is now called the Washington Commanders. All right.
I like the unis though.
Uniforms are cold. Uniforms remind me of HBCU, USFL, maybe even XFL. I like the I don't know if that's maroon or is that just dark red. The gold's cold. The black and red and yellow is cold, like Dominguez High.
It's cold, super cold.
Why weren't they just be the Washington Generals like the Prep?
That's what I say. That was my guess. Be the Washington Generals.
Be the Generals.
I mean, it's a famous name. They play the Globetrotters. They play the Globetrotters every game. I mean, one of the great high schools ever made. Have people go to. Just be the Generals. But look, the Commanders. I get it, like Commander-in-Chief because the president is in D.C., but I just don't like that. I don't like it.
If it's gonna be a D.C. thing, be the Democrats, so you can be the demos. The Washington demos, like the...
Then the Republicans will never go to the game.
That's like a Michael Jordan move, like Republicans buy sneakers. Come on, man. All right, so my names that I'm like, okay, what I would have accepted. I would have accepted the red anything. Red dogs, red tails, red warriors. There was something else that could have been, man. Red something.
I would say the Red Bulls, but we already got 2 professional soccer teams that are the Red Bulls.
Nathan,
so maybe not that.
Washington Hogs. Washington. What's the dangerous hog name? The Wild Boars.
The Washington Boars.
Washington Boars, that wouldn't have stuck. You got to think about what are they going to call them on Sunday Night Football when Chris Berman named the Commanders? That ain't gonna work. The Hogs, the Replacements movie, the Washington Bullets. We're gonna bring them back. The Washington Bullets.
The Washington Filibusters.
Yeah,
because they're a bunch of busters right now. They feel like some busters right now with that weak name.
Washington
That's the
Filibusters.
Filibusters.
So
they feel like some busters right now.
I saw a post saying what current team was named in the Twitter era would not have been accepted. And I'm like, Lakers, Dodgers, Supersonics, Knickerbockers, all these Yankees.
But the Knickerbockers are pants.
Knickerbockers. If you come out saying you the New York Knickerbockers, everybody be like, think you crazy.
You might get into a fight.
Like what you call me?
What you trying to say? What you saying?
The Knickerbockers. What? So there's a lot of teams like the Oakland Athletics. What kind of name is that for a team?
You know what a name that wouldn't be accepted? New York Yankees.
New York Yankees.
That wouldn't be accepted. People don't understand what a Yankee
the
is.
History of Yankee
was an insult.
Right.
It was an insult. It's actually a homosexual slur that the British used against the colonists.
All right. Tell us.
So people.
History teacher.
So that wouldn't even be a good thing.
So, Washington Bullets, bring it back. It's no longer the murder capital. I think it would work now. Washington Red Bullets. The Washington Red.
You know what? I'm starting to like the Washington football team. I really like that. I thought it was good because it's our nation's capital. It has a football team, and that football team will represent all of America. I like that. That's what I like. I like the football.
I think it goes to show, over the course of 2 years, you get used to a team. Because when the New Orleans Pelicans came out, I was disgusted. The Pelicans?
I was too.
The Pelicans?
State bird area.
The Pelicans. Not the Hawks. Not the Eagles. Not the Vultures. The Vultures. They might as well just been the Pigeons.
It's the state bird.
The Crows.
So I get it. I wasn't down with it.
The Woodpeckers. The Pistons is pretty hard, though.
I was going to say, what about the Pistons?
The Pistons is a motor, right?
It's a part of a
Motor City.
Of the engine.
Motor.
It's a Motor City.
Motors.
Area. Because that's where the cars are made in Detroit.
Yeah, the Hogs.
So Pistons is part of the car.
When you had, was it Jacoby and all them guys, the Washington football team, well, Redskins of the old, the name for the old line was the Hogs.
Oh, I like that. That could have paid tribute to the Hogs. I like that.
What about the skinny guys? What they gonna be?
Remember, they were the Smurfs.
Yeah.
They were the Smurfs. The receiving corps with Sanders and Clark and Monk. They were the Smurfs.
Who's afraid of a pelican?
Fish.
The New Orleans Crawfish.
The
Washington Storm. Now, isn't there a storm somewhere in WNBA?
That's the WNBA.
Washington Storm. All right, so my last Tender Love entry this week is Ben Simmons. The beloved lost member of the process did not like what Shaq said, so he hit Shaq up on his DMs. Shaq didn't disclose what it was actually said, but I'm pretty sure it was disappointment from Ben Simmons being an LSU brother. It's more on the lines of, stall me out, Ben. I'm going through something. How do you feel about Ben Simmons DMing Shaq about criticizing him and his sitting out this season because he's not happy in Philly?
I think the message was he slid into Shaq's DMs. He tried to be passive aggressive about it. Like, hey, I pay homage to you. I'm not very good at shooting free throws or anything outside of 5 feet. So I respect your game and your gangster. I try to be just like you, Shaq. But can you stall me out? Because I don't know. What would these new dudes say? What would be a good excuse? I don't know.
I'm mentally not equipped.
But we know it's not mental health. It's not mental health.
It is. It's in his mind. You shouldn't be bullying me, Shaq. That's bullying. But Shaq said, quit being a baby and go play some ball. And then he had to come back the next day and apologize and say, I respect Ben Simmons. I wish him the best. That don't sound like a Shaq apology. Because Shaq went after... Who did he go after?
He went after JaVale McGee. He's going after a lot of people.
JaVale McGee. He went after the guard from Utah. Spider Mitchell.
But you see how Spider responded, though. Spider was like, all right. And then Spider game just elevated.
Yeah. And I think
elevated.
He's trying to get that out of a very sheltered, entitled, super Generation Z, almost millennial thinking guy. If you watch his documentary One and Done.
Yeah, I seen that. That was terrible. I did not like it at all.
It's hard to root for him. And I'm like, why would he apologize? He said what he said. But, I think he has to be a better man about it. And I think that's where these producers probably say, hey, man, just apologize to him. We don't want to be liable of a mental health suicide. Because Shaq said, I'm a baby. Because I'm definitely not tough enough to play in Philadelphia anymore mentally.
His game, you can see the holes in his game coming out of college. And then he was the main guy who was on Lonzo Ball's head and LeVar Ball's head about Lonzo. He was one of the main ones that do it. And we fast forward to now. I know Ben Simmons has been part of the All-Star game or All-Star teams. I think a lot of that was hype as well. Because when the pressure comes, he most definitely ain't doing much when the pressure comes. But I just look at him as he was supposed to be that next guy. He's supposed to be the guy who's going to take over this league. 6'10" point guard with handles, great vision. I don't know if he worked on his game because he couldn't shoot. Like we look at Lonzo had holes in his game, but he's developed. Lonzo's what, a 40% three-point shooter now. Jumper. Yup, he's fixed everything. When we look at Ben Simmons, he never fixed nothing. I don't know what it was or what is going on. Is it a thing with Embiid? Because Embiid was basically the best player on that team. Or when they got Jimmy Buckets. Did Jimmy Buckets come up in there and body him up? Mm-hmm. Like, you got to get tough, dude. So I don't know what it is with Ben Simmons. I feel sorry for the young man because nobody wants to see a young athlete go down this road because this can be a very dark place. If you heard what happened with Greg Oden and how he went to some dark places because of basketball and his career. So you don't want that for Ben Simmons, but somebody making fun of you, you know how it is, Cobbs. We made fun of each other every day in the locker room at UCLA. That was just our thing. We was on each other's heads. And we toughed it out. And I think with the no bullying thing that comes in school and being more aware, we have, I wouldn't say we softened up a generation, but they don't understand how to take criticism or take somebody being harsh, trying to pump them up. Yeah. So my daughter gonna say, brother, knock it off. Leave your brother alone. Leave your brother out.
I like Nathan's take. He said today's player said, yeah, but all my followers said I'm doing the right thing. So if you're siding with this type of behavior, I believe he saw James Harden do it, force his way out of Houston. He's seeing, some players able to do that, and he just not comfortable when it's this much accountability. He can't live up to AI. He can't live up to the responsibility of being in a town that's so demanding of something that you're not comfortable doing. So if he goes to a different location, he's going to be great. He's going to be a slasher. He's never going to shoot, but he will be 20 a night, 8 assists in a small market like Sacramento somewhere. And nobody will ever see him play. Won't be any pressure, and he can just be himself. When I saw him not go to class in college, when his coach begged him, just go to class, and he refused to do that for his team, I wanted to go back and do our Wiggins versus Simmons debate and renege on everything I was arguing for Ben Simmons for them 3 weeks. He a sucker, man. I mean, I know we're gonna be chill because he might have a emotional disturbance, a mental health issue, but this is because he was pampered and babied and coddled for so long. Now he can't take constructive criticism. If we never said anything about this, if Doc Rivers hadn't said anything about we need Ben to shoot that, we need Ben to be more assertive in the games, he would stay who he is and score 6 points 5 games in a row, and nobody says anything because we can't say nothing to guys if they're sensitive. That's something that's not gonna make anyone better. Like, we're using sports to help young people become better people, more able to take adversity, being flexible and understanding that your plan might not work as planned. You might have to adjust and be better at certain things that you weren't good at before. But if we allow students, like my son's team, kid didn't play the fourth quarter, he quit. He turned his uniform in today. And I'm like, wait a minute, he played big minutes. Didn't do anything. So the coach put him on the bench in the fourth quarter. He quit. I'm like, wow, is it like that? I'm like, man, what kind of generation are we looking at, man? It has to be different. I know we lived in the era where you were able to talk to kids a little bit more harshly, but you made sure they knew you loved them. When you were very harsh, you pick them right back up after you destroy them, and you didn't want to destroy them to a point where they couldn't recover. You know who you were dealing with per kid. Well, we kind of had Ben Simmons in the category of let's not be too hard on him. He'll get it. The process. He'll get it. And at this point, hey man, take the L. I need to shoot that shot. I'm gonna be better. Watch me. It wasn't there, man. He didn't have it in him. It's not in him. It's not in him.
Yep.
Everybody talking about. Ron said just a thought. He said, Shaq, we can't coexist like you and the late great number 8. Might have got
I think you're trying to say tough love.
Yeah, tough love from Shaq. Greatness only coexists whenever you figure out how to complement, not compete with your teammates. Yeah. You can take it one way or the other. It's a sad situation with Ben, but he needs so icy hot. Man up. He needs some icy hot. All right. Sad. Chuck said Moses Malone called him lazy and fat. You can't say that now. Today's players wouldn't be able to take that. You can't call somebody fat now.
We have a mama at your door saying, why you call my baby fat?
Because he's heavy. There's not too many coaches that are interested in mentoring young men. That's a big part of it, man. Not very many of them guys, them Chuck Daly's left that are willing to mentor Dennis Rodman. When Dennis Rodman was like you said, you don't put a saddle on a stallion or something. What he said, you don't tame the wild horse. Yeah.
You unleash him and let him go.
Lane said it best. At the end of the 10 of Love moment, we're raising some punks. I hate to say it. We're raising some straight up punks. Not calling Ben Simmons a punk, but we're raising a generation of punks.
There's a mentality. He has that mentality where you can't handle it. I mean, you would think that somebody who, if you criticize their game, they would do more. I mean, and this goes back to Kobe's work ethic. Remember Kobe missed those 2 shots as a rookie in the series against Utah. He was in the gym every day making sure that he took those shots. He made those shots. He worked hard at it. And that's one thing I always love about Kobe's narrative. He worked hard. When you put in the work, you can never be mad at the results because you put in the work in. I'm not for sure Ben wants to put in that type of work.
No.
Because Kobe's idea was to be all time. I don't even know if Ben wants to be the greatest of all time. And like what Tupac said, if you ain't in this rap game for the cash, man, then what is your purpose? If you're not in sports to be the greatest or be the best or trying to be the best, then what is your purpose while you're doing it? You got to get it done.
Ask yourself.
Got to get it done.
All right, man. Black History moment. Grambling State HBCU football program. Not only did they hire NFL veteran Hugh Jackson, but they have secured NIL deal, image likeness deal that will provide student athletes with annual income. Historic. All of them, not just the stars, but every student athlete on scholarship. What does this mean for HBCUs and college sports in general?
I think we just opened up Pandora's box with that. Great idea. I remember being a student athlete, living on ramen and training table. I understand the struggle. These PWIs with big budgets, the Bamas, the Auburns, the Georgias, even SC, whoever got big, deep pockets, this is going to happen for now. And next thing you know, you're going to get walk-ons, people who will be willing to walk on because they're getting NIL deals and will be able to pay for their schooling and be on teams. You will have walk-ons where guys will have a 150-man depth chart because I know some alumni are going to open up some pocketbooks and they're going to do that. Ohio State's going to open up some pocketbooks. The Michigans. Schools with deep pockets that care enough about athletics are going to do this now. And I know why Grambling is doing it, and it's a great idea. This is how they're going to drown out the HBCUs. This is how they're going to drown them out. PWIs will go, well, then we'll just pay for the talent. You want that NIL deal with Grambling? I get you an NIL deal here at Oregon with Nike, where everybody will be Nike employees now. So instead of you go to practice, you go to work at Nike as ambassador to this place or that place. So that's what's going to happen. Grambling came up with a great idea, try to even the playing field. But we also know what they say. We got people trying to be rich. They got short arms and deep pockets. They can't reach that money.
Yep.
These PWIs gonna reach that money because they've been building their wealth off of the backs of black athletes for the longest. That their pockets are so deep and so laced. They're gonna outbid players. Now we're gonna go through bidding wars now, and that's what we're gonna have. And I love what Grambling was trying to do, but they just set a bad precedent, man. This is gonna get out of hand. It's gonna be the wild, wild west of recruiting. We're gonna go back to the 70s and 80s of we're gonna get SMU again. That's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get SMU again.
We just saw Texas A&M pull in the #1 recruiting class in the nation, and they haven't been relevant for 5 years, and they get the #1. So I only imagine they're offering $1 million for 5 stars. They got the top 3 tight ends in the country, the top 3 defensive tackles in the country, the top receivers, second top receiver after Hunter that went to Jackson State, but they got the next best receiver. I mean, their top 10 recruits are all 4 and 5 stars, and majority of them are 5 stars. So the question was, should those amounts of money be disclosed? Like, should that be public information so that we can compete?
Yes.
It's going to be crazy.
Yes.
I mean, NIL we thought was for the kids, but like you're saying, it makes everything legal, and these boosters can now pay kids to come play. When I heard the $1 million offer from, I would believe it was Charlie Batch, offered a recruit to come to his college. That's just the tip of the iceberg. So the chump change that Cam Newton got is now going to be commonplace for the regular player.
Yep.
And you don't go to a certain college. I mean, now it won't even be a secret how much. I mean, we used to tease Big O. We used to tease Skip. How much they pay you, man? And it would always be nothing, man. They ain't pay me nothing. Now it's like signing bonus talk. How much you get, man? I got $10,000 to come to camp. This is the NFL. I got $5,000 to come to camp. Man, I got $150,000 to come to camp. They wanted you a little bit more. So now we're going to hear kids. Yep. I saw kids at UCLA. I posted on my Facebook, number 35. I don't even know the kid, but I thought it was a good idea. They're selling jerseys with their name on the back. Probably won't make any money. Probably won't make anything, like it ain't like he's selling DTR number 1s. He's selling number 35. That's not going to even the playing field. These kids at A&M getting $1 million out the top. We're talking about kids getting paid more than WNBA professionals. So
and they ain't played it down in college.
Ain't played. They're going off stars. They're going off what a scout says. And you playing against little kids in your little conference in your little city, and they break you off with $1 million. You talking about getting your family out of poverty, man. So,
and that's only after high school, AC. That's only after high school.
For real.
That's only after high school. They ain't even played it down yet. I'll retire. Once that money hit my account, I'm done.
Now what is this? What happens with the kid who gets an NIL deal for $1 million from a school? Is there no portal the next season? Is there some type of guarantee? Like these kids from A&M, they got 3 top tight ends. They all can't play at the same time every down. They might have a package where 3 tight ends play, but most offenses are at the most 2 tight ends. Somebody's gonna not be happy about playing time, and they're gonna hit that portal. Does that money go away? Do you have to give the money back? That's gonna be the next thing.
They're gonna get the next NIL deal from another school to hit that portal. We'll play you. Come to LSU, because Brian Kelly ain't never been the most moral man when it comes to coaching. No. Oh, Brian Kelly in LSU.
They're gonna get them kids.
SEC is about to get ridiculous now. The SEC is gonna it's basically gonna become minor. We already think it's minor league football. It's most definitely gonna be minor league football now. Those kids are going to be getting paid. They're not going to go to class, and they're probably going to get degrees. They're going to double bubble. They're going to get paid to go to school. They're going to get paid to go to the league. Double bubble.
Wow. I'm waiting to see somebody renege on the deal, and then it's a problem, and they're going to start tying kids up, and they're not going to be able to play. Are they going to have to find a way to restrict and monitor? Because like you said, Wild Wild West, you're going to go to the highest bidder. You're going to have a bag at your front desk. You're going to have a bag at your front door. You're going to have a wire transfer into your account. And is it going to get ugly like Reggie Bush? They give Reggie Bush all that money and he don't sign with the team and that they, or the agent that was giving him the money, and then they blow up the spot because you thought it was free pizza, but it really wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of these kids are going to learn the hard way that this money ain't free.
Hey, Cobbs, you next, man. Your boy's going to probably get some NIL deals coming his way.
We're going to be smart about it.
Let me know. We're
going to be smart about it. I mean, we're working out this tonight, and I'm just like, man, if you get this, if you could understand this, because when I was talking to the scout we both know, and he's just like, yo, he might get paid. And I'm just telling my son, just hang in there. When you put on your compression shirt and your tight fitting pants and you're running around, you look like a dude.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's all it takes. And these NIL deals, guys are gonna come. That kid's marketable. He speaks well. He's good looking.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I just want to educate myself so we do the right things. We don't jump up and do something that's not, you know, in his best interest. But I'm gonna find out everything I need to know. We got Rodney Lee, our resident Esquire. We got Everett Glenn, our resident Esquire. We got a bunch of lawyers in our team that can help us with the ins and outs of what's happening. Because it's not free money. It's tied to something, and we need to know: are we underselling? I learned a lot from the King Richard movie, how Venus had the wisdom as a young 16-year-old to not take the first deal.
Mm-hmm.
And look at what that came out to be. She got way more than they first offered her. So it's going to be important for us parents to know what's going on when our kids get to that age. If they're talented and they have what they're looking for, that we have done our homework and we don't get a bad deal like the record companies do our rappers and stuff. You signed? Oh man, you signed a 5-album deal and you ain't getting no money. Oh man, you got to change your name to a symbol like Prince.
Yeah, this is. I mean, it seems like it's big business now, man. It's really big business.
It's scary business, man.
Very big business.
All right, man. Let me see. Are we getting close to the end here? Let's see what we got.
Yeah.
Make sure we cover everything
all the topics.
Pretty much. All right. Halftime show. What song? Which artist are you really looking forward to hearing?
I think I've never really been into gangster rap. I mean, I've been around it. It's cool. But I'm really looking forward to Mary J. Blige. You know, she's one of the great women voices in R&B and singing over the past. I don't know. We were in high school when she came out, right, AC?
Yeah.
We were in high school, man.
What's the 411? I was trying to date. I was trying to date my now wife, and she was on that 411. That was her album, right, Joy?
So,
she said yes.
She's
playing it.
I'm looking forward to Mary J.
I remember it like it was yesterday. We were in the car and she playing Reminisce. Reminisce on the love we had. I'm not even a big Mary J. Blige fan, but I can't wait to see her dance because she cracks me up when she dances with them boots on. I don't know what she is. She trolling us?
She can't really dance.
Is she
you ever see her in music videos? Everybody else be dancing, and she just be doing that.
She counting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
she's
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm like, is she going to hurt herself in them boots? I want to see Snoop Dogg do "Murder Was a Case" again, like he did that one time. He was really on trial, and it really was passionate. I'm innocent. I'm innocent. He was serious about that. I don't know. We'll see how the halftime show. It might be long. It might be longer than 30 minutes, like it's supposed to be.
They got to get all the 6 foes off the field afterwards.
Yeah. James Mack said he want to hear Nate Dogg, but Nate Dogg ain't with us, so who gonna sing that part? Hold up. Wait. You can't sing all the lyrics to that song either.
Most definitely can.
All right, so I already hit you with what did you do with the tickets. So if you had one for me, if not, we can wrap this thing up.
Oh, we did it. We did with the blowing the games. Would you take the money?
Oh yeah.
And you said no.
No, I ain't taking no. I mean, what would I do if the owner asked me to blow the game for a bonus? How much am I getting paid right now? That would be the key.
I mean, I don't know. These head coaches in the NFL are making at least $4-5 million.
Yeah.
At least.
You wouldn't do it for the culture?
So I mean, I don't know, man. I like winning, so I don't want to lose no games. I don't care. I like winning, so I know I wouldn't do it.
I get in the old text. Can you tell your dad that text was from earlier? That's funny. Satamo said Mary J danced like Elaine from Seinfeld. Oh, dang, that's bad. Nate said, what do you think of these news outlets calling the halftime show un-American? They're racist. They're just as racist as John Riggins. Running over.
John Riggins gonna give you a call, AC.
I want all the smoke, John Riggins. You can't tell me no white dude number 44 with a mullet wasn't on the field saying, this is how the white man runs the ball. Show you boys how we do it. Got Joe Thousand hand me the ball, a great white quarterback.
With this great white hog line that I have.
That's how we win. The two brothers are Republicans on my offensive line. Good old boys. All right, man. Appreciate that, man. Big Ryan, appreciate that. We said we dope. Oh, man.
What's up, Mark Wiseman? Mark Wiseman in the house, our old teammate, long snap.
Oh, Big Mark. Because Snoop's lyrics in the past. Yeah. I'm waiting for more smooth backup signing from AC and Jimmy Mack. Backup singing. Backup singing? Ah, man. My singing days are over. I don't sing.
I'm a headliner. I don't do backup singing.
No more doo-wops. All right, man. As we go, man, final words.
Final words, man. It's been a tough couple of years because of what's been going on. But right now we're celebrating Black History, which is this is everyday history. We didn't just do stuff in February, and we'll keep reiterating that. But you know, let's be cognizant. Our sister Whoopi Goldberg stuck her foot in her mouth. Race relationship is still a very big and sore topic here in our country, and we got to get past that. I know we made light of John Riggins. You know, for anybody out there that don't know, John Riggins is not a racist.
No, he's not. Just kidding.
Probably one of the great men ever. If you ever seen any NFL films, highlights of him, he seemed like he was the greatest teammate. Just really good dude.
Oh yeah.
So let's just be cognizant of this. And one thing I can say about sports, and that's why I'm kind of glad the Super Bowl's in February. This is what brings us together, man. In that stadium, in SoFi Stadium, you're going to have 74,000 people of all types of backgrounds and cultures and stuff there to celebrate life and fun in this game that we all love. So we can just do that every day. We'll make this world a better place, man. So let's just keep enjoying ourselves, man. It's world history, to be truthful with you. We all do something great for the cause of advancing the world into greatness. So let's make sure that we just give love and peace and tidings and encouragement to each other. That's all I got to say.
Amen, brother. And it being Black History Month, every Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Los Angeles, let's strive to have some peace for these out-of-towners. Let's show what this man stood for, and was peace and getting along You're saying special prayers for that fan that got put in a coma last week at SoFi Stadium. We want to have that kind of stuff, man. That's unnecessary. It's a game. It's entertainment. And people that are buying these tickets at these astronomical amounts of money. Let's be cool, LA. Let's be accommodating and hospitable, and not, acting a nut and making people wish they never came out here. This is an opportunity for LA people to come up. If you have a business in Los Angeles and people are coming from out of town, they're coming to have the Los Angeles experience. So let's make it worth our while. Let's make it a positive event, and let's make sure that everybody stays healthy and safe. We're still in the pandemic. We're still in a time where we got to be careful of our connections, whether it be handshakes and masks and socially distancing. We still have to understand Omicron is very rampant. We're trying to move on with our schools, with our sporting events. We almost didn't have a Super Bowl. They almost moved that thing to Dallas. So be thankful we have it, and let's do the best we can, being human and loving even those we don't know. Say hello. How y'all doing? Hope it's a good game, but y'all know y'all team gonna lose. It's as simple as that. It ain't gotta be no hostile gang banging if somebody's wearing a Bengals jersey in LA. It's a game. Let's not forget that part. All right, man. We appreciate all y'all, man, for hanging out with us. D Strong, Walter Thompson, Nathan, Elaine, James Mack, Ryan Smith, Mark Wiseman, Shot Mo. As always, man. Peace, blessings. If we gonna come back next week before the Super Bowl, after the Super Bowl.
We come back before Super Bowl.
All right, man. We come back
because we got to do a Valentine's Day show. Valentine's Day.
Oh Lord, did we do that last year? I think we did that last year.
I don't think we did. We probably did. I don't know.
All right,
we can do it again.
We'll peep y'all next time, man. Peace and love.
All right, peace out, people.
Peace out.
Prayers and blessings to y'all.